So it's pretty impressive, or pretty shocking, how much just a couple of days on a different routine, a different shift can make the day. So the last couple of days I've been working later instead of waking up early to work. I work late and sleep later. Obviously just shift the time over, try and still get 8 hours. But in that shift, you're obviously going to have a bit of a period where you are out of a routine. You're going from one routine to the next, and you've got to have some discipline in that time. And it's crazy how much an effect poor sleep has on discipline. Now, a fairly disciplined person, I sort of manage my own life here and make sure that I get the right things done. But even in a short period of sort of a couple of nights of suboptimal sleep, how much of a difference this can make, not only to discipline, but also your self-control, which is discipline anyway, and then also your mindset. It just makes me realize how much people with poor sleep schedules, or they don't look after themselves and they're not treating their body with the respect that it deserves, how much harder things are. And it just makes it blatantly obvious why people are suffering out here, because they're making it much harder than it needs to be. I've realized, although I'm going through a bit of a change at the minute, that is refreshing, but also made me feel grateful that I've had it how it has been for so long. So the last couple of months I've been waking up at around 5 a.m, pretty consistently. I'd say I only missed a couple of those in the whole time, even on weekends and throughout the week. I kept a consistent wake time, sometimes had a few late nights, but always made the morning. And having that routine definitely allowed me to do a lot more than if I hadn't had the routine. Obviously, no one's here to knock on the door and say, come on mate, wake up. You need to get there and do that yourself. And if you don't sleep well and you don't look after yourself and you feed yourself the wrong food and you upset your own gut, then decision making, your appearance, your energy in the gym, your attitude towards other people is going to drastically change. You need to be conscious of this if you're going to go through a big change like I am at the minute. So I've subconsciously changed the time zone, one, to improve my performance, to give me more time to work the US hours, but also because I know that I've got to do a shift back to the UK. And if I do this now and I settle into a closer routine to the UK, then it'll be better for me in the time that I'm back. There's not going to be as much of a jet lag. I think a lot of the disdain and a lot of the unhappiness that people have is because they are betraying themselves. They haven't kept a promise, and that's why they feel depressed, or that's why they feel sad, is because they know that they should be doing something and they're not, and their conscience is beating them up for it. And then try and hide or mask with drugs and alcohol, or distractions with women, or with your phone. All of these different things is what gets people into this state where then they really have no momentum. But if you're on a path and you slip up, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Never miss a day, because you don't know when your lucky day is going to be.